If it disagrees with experiment, it's wrong. And that simple statement is the key to science. It doesn't make a difference how beautiful your guess is. It doesn't make a difference how smart you are who made the guess or what his name is. If it disagrees with experiment, it's wrong.
Yeah, look, they said that I couldn't do it, so I went and did it. W's only, you know I've been winning. Top of the world, the globe is spinning. If you know, I've been on a mission. Go. Okay, let's get it. Got a little time on my hands like a wristwatch. I don't got time for the brakes and a pit stop. Race through the gridlock, take it like Chris Rock. Right to the chin, still win. Heavy metals like Slipknot. Got the driving, I got tunnel vision. I just hit my stride the way I run the business. I've been making paper like I'm Dunder Mifflin. See the end game, I got one division. Look, I don't ever bother with a critic. Hit him with a chronicle of Riddick. Boom, bottle full of Ritalin. I hit him with a little bit of riddle me this, riddle me that. My bad, fell asleep at the gas. No time to wait though. Elon Musk, I'm trying to bankroll. New Tesla just cause I say so. Electric whip like Ivan Vanko. I just did it. W's only, you know I've been winning. Top of the world, the globe is spinning. If you know, I've been on a mission. Okay, let's get it.
I've been on a mission like totally spice. I'm a baddie, she bad, but she totally nice. Nails are blue and her toes feel like white. They complete me child at the soul for my leg. He knew it for sure, but he left with a why.
Where I can distinguish.
Hold on, Sean, honest, brother to brother. You don't look at some things and you're like, okay, dude, that's obviously like fake as hell. You don't ever have that in, like, you never say that?
Yeah, when I watch movies.
No, I'm talking about movies. Oh my god.
Okay,
what about when you look at the news? What about when you look at the news, you're like, okay, dude, this is clearly
it's a
some
narrative.
shit.
It's a narrative.
I think we need a new strategy. This isn't working.
It's a narrative. It's not a fact sheet, not a fact source.
Okay, so when you're looking around the world and you're saying that's a fact, do you just decide to accept things sometimes? You're just like, okay,
Sometimes.
I'm gonna let that
Oh,
slip
absolutely.
by,
Everybody.
you know?
Everybody does. But if we want to be specific about the context of a lot of the things we talk about here, no.
Don't lead with realities, fake and gay.
Reality is a lie. I think everybody knows it. I think that I'm not going to go too far because it gets pretty dark. But death is a door. We all know that death is a door. So.
But you're not distinguishing what is fake. When you say it is fake, what do you mean fake?
I think that Christ said this world is a lie, and we found ourselves in this world, but we're not a part of it. Yeah.
Okay, so hang on. So what we observe,
so we gotta get out of here.
Is real. So what we observe and is around us is real, but
no, it's false. Even Israel is
sense.
False. It's all false. It's all fake, man.
What? Okay.
Not real.
I don't
Not
know.
Real. Now you can get talked into believing anything. You know you can get talked into believing anything, right?
Not anymore. When I started, yeah, obviously.
So what do you think? More stuff's fake than?
I think more things are misinterpreted than they actually are.
Yeah, well, welcome to Christian Gnosticism, where everything means something else. Yeah, we can do that dance. You're gonna have to look for other meanings because the one they sold you on doesn't really work. That they'll sell you on anything, but
I'm not sure
what
what
comes to shove. We all know it's all BS, man.
I'm not sure what you think they've sold me on.
They talked you into believing this stuff, man. You gotta admit it.
No.
You have to confess.
I was talked into believing in flat Earth.
Flat Earth was the only door that you could have opened that said, maybe you should start over. Let's start over.
Yeah, true.
You went back to the ball because you couldn't think freely and you were uncomfortable.
No. It's because I did think freely and I was able to come to an understanding based on my own validation of evidence rather than Jaron told me this or Nathan Oakley told me this. And I think a
I'm
lot of
talking with
people,
Nate Ugly.
and I think a lot of people, that's an issue. Not everyone, but for a lot of people, that is an issue. There are a lot of flat earthers that are based on flat Earth on just that alone,
But don't you
not
think the
their own.
flat earther is on like a better track than the glober? Like I've
No,
talked. Listen, dude,
I
I've
think,
talked people into flat
I
Earth,
think
and
someone.
I like to see them on their way. They're like, oh,
Hmm?
there they go. They're gonna go be free. That's
Yeah, but
good
that's like,
stuff.
but at the same in the same note, you're saying, well, once you become a glober, you're closed off. That's not true. I'm still a conspiracy theorist. I don't trust my fucking government, et cetera, et cetera. That didn't change. If anything, it got worse
But you
over
play the
time.
game. You have decided voluntarily to play the game with them, and I don't know
What
why
other?
you
Okay,
did that.
so
Like that's kind of like
what other
a
choice
weak
is there?
man's
Wait, what's
position.
weak? What's weak?
Going
Going on my
along with what you're told, it's kind of weak.
no,
A little
no. See,
weak.
that's the
I'm
best
not
part about
judging
it
you, but it is a
because
little weak.
because
Yeah.
and the best reason for me leaving everything I ever live stream or uploaded up is because you can see the progression of someone who doesn't understand anything and can be talked into something, to someone's progression journey through that whole thing, learning to understand it for themselves and doing it for themselves. I left flat earth because I wasn't going to stay because everyone told me I shouldn't.
Okay, Sean,
That's
let me ask you
that's
this.
reality.
Yeah, journey's the big one.
Do
That's
you
why you
think
leave it
flat
up to
Earth represents freedom? Flat Earth represents
Oh no, yeah,
rebellion. Flat
yeah.
Earth represents
Hmm?
going against
Yes,
uh
yeah.
so
If you're
I've been saying
and here's
forever
the
we
thing,
should be
but
teaching
but
flat
sin,
Earth in schools. We
here's the
should have
thing.
flat Earth everywhere.
I learned that you don't need to be a flat earther to think and feel exactly the way you just described, because I do.
Well, flat Earth is one of those doors, and we can find a way out because they all have us trying to think the same way. And I said, man, we need some freedom and we need some doors, and flat Earth seemed to be the
Okay,
door. And I found
and
flat Earth,
in that
and I opened the
discussion,
door.
and in that way, I agree
door to
that flat
darkness.
Earth is good. If it wasn't for flat Earth, I wouldn't know almost
There we
anything
go.
that
I
I
got
understand
you.
now. What are you talking
Can I
about, dude?
say it? Welcome to flat
Again,
Earth.
again, I've never regretted being a flat earther. Never once. That's why all my shit is still there, Sin.
Well, that's good as gold to me. That's a good answer. Not bad.
Nobody
Not
goes
bad.
back.
You could do
You were
better.
never a
A little
real one.
shabby, but
Well, see, that's not true because obviously people do.
No, nobody does. You and
Okay,
Callie, you guys
and
are con artists.
then that's like me
Sean,
saying
do you
then
realize
that's
the
like
most
saying
impressive part of your
there has never
personality
been
was
any
when you
flat
were a
earthers, so
flat
you're
earther?
actually not.
The
Maybe I
greatest
don't know.
parts of you, Sean, were
I
when you
doubt
were
that.
with us.
I doubt
Don't
that.
you see
But
that?
because that's the funny part is I got more pushback because I disagreed with flat Earth. So I don't think
Yeah,
that's
but
true at
you
all.
were welcomed into a club.
I'm
You were
still
welcomed
welcome.
into the Flat Earth Club, and that
I'm
was
still
when you
Welcome
were
to
welcome.
the
our
most
handshakes.
strongest. You were super
Wait. Sin,
strong when you were Flat Earther.
Sin.
I
You
introduced
don't
you to
think
my mom.
you don't think I still hang out at Flat Earth
I can tell
servers?
you're here. I get kicked
Yeah.
out of here more than you do, probably.
I don't.
So.
I don't get muted. I don't get timed out. I don't
Nobody
get banned. I
compares.
don't know what you're talking about. I
You're
that's
like
what I
an
realized. See,
ex-convert.
here's the thing.
Yeah.
What you just said is if you wanted to keep your friends, you should have stayed flat Earth.
No, I'm trying to
The
find
people
your
look.
voice, man.
The,
When you were most powerful, you were a
At
flat
least you're
earther.
cool,
When you were
friends.
most
no, I don't
powerful.
think
Now
so.
you're
I don't think
now,
so at
now
all.
nobody really cares. You go online and talk about the globe. Do you think anybody gives a fuck, bro?
That's funny.
Honestly,
That's the
you
funny
know as
part
well as I
because
do.
I
Nobody
talk about
cares.
a lot of other shit, and that would probably be the least thing I talk about.
But
And
you
the
have
best
to
part,
admit, when you
and
were a
here's the
flat
best part
earther,
about
you
it.
were at your
And here,
strongest.
no, I don't. Nope.
These are terrible arguments.
No, because right now
Okay, well,
I have the best understanding that I ever had. So that's what you just
and
said.
you're a
Yeah, it's not true.
normie, bro. You're
Oh
forgettable. You
well.
watch TV.
Wait,
So
when
there
the
we are.
do I?
Do you understand bending
Why do
water?
you do? Hang on, Sen. Why do you do that? How much
Because
TV do I watch in
it's
a day?
unfortunate. It's
Hey,
unfortunate
Sen,
that
Sen.
it's unfortunate that I
How
know
much
people
news?
who have come
Yeah,
from
how about
such
this?
great
Yeah,
wealth
it's
to
hey,
find
so great.
themselves in such great,
Hey,
uh,
Sen, how much
sad
news?
positions in life. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't like that.
How much news do I watch now? And how much and who did I vote for? Since you're doing all
Dude,
this
you used to be a
speculating.
flat earth. You had the world. You used to be a flat earther, and then you sold all that
So long
because you
ago.
got
I
talked into being a
sold.
normie. I don't know
I
how
didn't
that
get
happened,
talked. Hey,
but
Where
that's
this
the
is
best part.
going nowhere.
I
He
didn't
was
get
never a
talked
flat
into
earther to
anything.
begin with.
In that
no,
case,
Sean
either
could
are
have
you.
been one of the greatest
In
flat
that,
earthers.
hey,
Sean could have
in
been one
that
of the
case,
greatest flat
in that
earthers, but
case,
Yeah, but
either
full
are
of
you.
he
himself.
tried it on though. He at least tried it on.
Yeah,
He
I
tried.
did.
he
He
put on
tried
the
the.
I did.
clothes. He went to the room. Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
didn't. I mean, I would say maybe Sean, you didn't come to the
Is the
to
window
the
shut?
the full like realization of the
I
truth of it, but you tried it on, you tested
Mhm.
it out, you
and
compared
I
it,
didn't
and
agree
then
with it.
I think
The
that's
truth is
unfortunate.
scary, man.
What a loss. You lost all
dodged
your
the bullet,
power when you
Sean.
became a Glober, man.
No,
Come on,
the
Sean. Sean,
the sad part is, Sin, you think being a glober or a flat earther gives you power, and that's just a
I've said that on
unlogical
many.
thinking process.
I said this on many
It
occasions.
does.
When you become a flat
No,
earther,
it
you
doesn't.
really can find your voice, and you really can break out. You
That's
can, it's
funny.
for sure.
That's crazy because
Yeah,
I've had a
it's for
voice the whole
sure.
time. I didn't. I still talk about things. I still
Yeah, but nobody
research
really
things. I
gives a
still
fuck about a
don't.
Glober who talks
You're right.
about the Earth's
Oh well,
globe. Nobody really cares about that.
and no one cares about a flat
You
earther
know
that just.
that.
No, I don't. I don't know that actually.
Okay,
well, it is
so
kind of interesting, Sean. No, it is interesting, like seeing this as like a movement, a revolution, a paradigm shift, like those kinds of ideas. It is interesting to think about how, like, whatever your journey was, like, in a sense, if you want to say you went to it and then went back just for the discussion, it was almost like you were in a place where you could have like been at the like in the leading charge of it,
could have been a
but then
wizard.
now that then you shifted to like sort of an ancillary,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, sort of like not
A more
really.
submissive.
Yeah, because I
Uh,
wasn't. Yeah, because I wasn't willing to push flat Earth to get the other things that I feel have opinions about out.
Incel exposed.
So what do you do with people like myself that I push
I don't
flat
talk.
Earth
I
regardless?
choose.
I push flat Earth regardless of whether or not I think it's true. Truth doesn't really get in my way. I think
I
that
help.
I
I'll
think
say it like
that
this,
facts
and
are just
I'll
as
say it like this.
powerful as fiction.
Yeah, I'll say it like this. Your explanation and your arguments hold a shit ton of less weight than say Geo's. That's
Well,
that's
Gia
how I
talks
look
to
at
you
you.
like a little girl. I don't talk to you like a little girl. I could
You
talk to you like
try.
a little girl.
You try.
Sean, you're so strong. You're so smart. You're a Glover, of course. No, dude, like, but for real though, you know as well as I do that you became more insignificant when you re-embraced the globe.
Wait, did you
Do
say
you think?
Geo's
Wait.
toxic? Oh, but your
Do you
profile
think?
picture?
Do you think that I decided to be a flat earther or not based on popularity or no? I don't. I didn't. That's why I didn't give a fuck. That's
Well,
why
maybe you did. Well,
I
no,
didn't.
no, no. Hold on. You just said it. You just said it. I think maybe you did. I think
Oh, okay.
maybe you didn't want fame or popularity.
Okay, put it this
No
way.
one said that.
Put it this way.
That's your guilty
I could
conscience.
It's
tell
not a
you
bad. I
now.
don't want fame
I
or
could tell you now.
popularity.
I had a lot more people listening to like, for example, like my weather modification geoengineering stuff when I was flat Earth.
Yeah.
I would
You're talking about the
rather.
truth. Yeah, of
I
course
would.
you're going to
Yeah,
attract
yeah.
people.
The best part is I still talk about the same thing, same fucking truth. The difference is that I would much rather have less views being honest with myself than get more views portraying something to get more views. I'm not. I didn't go live and I didn't do my shit to get views. I did it because I had an opportunity to learn and understand shit, and I had people that wanted to teach me and help me learn it. If you're looking at it like it's
And
a
now you
popularity,
suffer. Now you
if you look
suffer for
suffer,
being a normie.
what am I suffering?
Yeah.
What am I suffering?
Normie.
I'm here.
I don't know what the
Look,
disease
Sin,
is, but
Sin.
normie.
What am
I
I
just call it normie.
suffering?
I don't know what the
I just
disease
went.
is.
Look, I just went live a couple hours ago. I'm sitting in fucking a flat Earth server having a conversation right now. What have I lost?
You lost the
lost,
ability to
dude.
speak like me. Flat earthers,
Like
if you're a
you?
flat Earth man,
No,
you have
flat
more
Earthers
power
don't
than a
even want to
globe
talk
Earth
to you, Sin
man.
Cleanser. What are
Yeah.
you talking about?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about how you're less accepted around than I am, and you're
I'm
quote
telling
unquote
you, I
flat Earth.
agree. Yeah, I tell
Hey,
you.
guys,
Okay,
let's
so
try to-
so
let's-
then being flat Earth or globe makes zero difference to what you're saying right now.
But I think it's important to be flat earther regardless of whether
I
you're
don't.
accepted or not.
I don't. I think you.
Well,
I
then
think
maybe you never
okay, put it this way.
understood what
Like I
flat
said,
Earth meant.
like I said before, I guarantee you,
Flat Earth
the
means the
majority of
world
flat
rejects
Earthers
you.
in here you would be the last person in the world they want anyone knowing is a
Don't
flat
talk
Earther.
about me like that.
Why?
All right,
It's
you guys,
true.
I get you guys are in like a banter and it's fine, but if it's just going to get to like complete personal attacks, it's
I
a little
agree.
bit less interesting. If we could just try to keep it to some topic, even though I know you guys are
Well, I didn't know I
kind
was
of
supposed to say
bantering.
Well,
anything. I didn't-
Geo, I would
It's all good.
appreciate it if we. I would appreciate it if we could stay on topic.
Well, let me ask you this, like just to keep it to somewhat on topic. Let me ask you this, and this kind of goes for any like someone who's like a strong, claims to be a strong globe earther and is asserting the globe or whatever it may be. Let me ask you this, like the perspective of like one is seeking truth, and then they're in a community of others that are seeking truth. So you're sharing knowledge and research and information, etc. The fact that you're here in general and in this community of stationary planar earth cosmology, etc., how do you feel about the fact that, like, if you're a truth seeker, you're seeking truth in a truth community, but you don't agree with one of the main core truths that the community holds? So like
Because it
it's like you're seeking truth in a community that you don't agree with what some of the main tenets of truth in this world are. So how are you seeking truth in a community that you think are wrong? You see what I mean?
because I'm sure you will agree with this. There's a lot more being talked about here than just shape of the Earth.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. There's a lot of truth topics we discussed, but I'm
And
saying, but the
and
shape
and
of the
like
earth, the shape of the earth does seem to be in a way like a foundational, central, part of
I'd say
everything.
this, Gio. I would say this. You are the last of a dying breed. I would say the majority of flat earthers now openly say that it is more about, like Sin was saying, it's more about the movement. It's more about what it means than the shape
Yes,
of the
sir.
Earth.
It's more about the lie.
I think you are in a category of your own of flat Earth.
Yeah, Gia,
Typically,
what do you
it's
think
the
about
old school
that?
guys.
Is it?
What do you mean? What do you mean by that, though? I don't know what you mean. Like,
Okay.
I mean, I think there's, I mean, there's many
Yeah.
aspects. I mean, there's the implications. There's many factors.
Okay, I'll give you a perfect example, and I know if he hears this, he's going to hate me for it. But Dan is perfect example of this. Dan doesn't think it's flat. Dan uses flat Earth to encompass all the conspiracy, the mistrust, etc., into a pocket of where to find it. Whereas you honestly believe that the surface of this Earth is not a globe, or better yet, is flat. That's a better way of saying it, because let's be honest, Gio, 90% of flat earthers nowadays are just arguing against the globe and don't have an actual flat earth understanding to think it is.
That's disingenuous.
No, it's not at
Yeah, I
all.
wouldn't agree with that. But I mean,
That's
maybe
not.
in
That's
some.
not
I mean,
Really?
there's some.
I would use you as an example, Gio, because if I like earlier is a perfect example.
Gio,
Remember
you're
when
the example. He says.
yeah, you should listen first. Remember, Gio, when we were talking about the 24-hour sun, and I said if there was only clouds, and then you went, well, Sean, if there are only clouds, just daylight, it could be because of this. That doesn't fucking happen. That you're not the norm anymore of flat earthers. That's not normal. Well,
Well, Gio, we don't get blindsided. We don't get
typically
put into corners. We're free as fuck, man.
Okay,
What do you mean?
well,
You're saying the idea of like analyzing the information, looking at all sides, like truth seeking in that way versus like
yes, Gio,
like
as
a
wrong.
social move versus a social
Yes,
movement of or something.
as wrong as I think you are, Gio, you're trying to get your point out. You're showing you actually have your evidence to present, where majority of flat Earth has no, the globe is wrong because of, I think it's a good quality, but at the same time, that's what like
It's a
Sin was
little
talking
weaker
about.
of a position than some flat earthers that say that, dude, I don't care what you say about the globe. We're gonna go at you because we know it's false regardless. Like,
Wait, okay, but Sin,
Gio
is
kind of
it
weakens
that
himself in that idea that he can entertain
weekends?
the globe. That's kind of a weak position.
I didn't say he entertained.
You were
It's
complimenting him. You were complimenting him on his weakness. You just did
really
that. Yeah, you said,
no. Actually,
Gio, you can
I
see how
complimented
the Earth
him.
is a globe, and
No,
I
I
think
didn't.
that's a weakness.
No,
That's
I
not
did.
good.
See,
That's not a
here's
good
the
thing.
problem, Sin. Maybe
That's not what. It's not
other
even what
people
he
are
said, dude. Yeah,
exactly
you're
when
just
people are
like
talking. Yeah, listen.
Gio, don't you see how he was talking to you? He said, "You're the last of a dying breed. You can see how the Earth is a globe."
I didn't
Don't
No,
say
you
dude,
see
that.
how that's how he was talking to you?
no, that's not what he even said. You're like twisting it up, dude. Just maybe take 5, bro. You're
All
not
right.
helping any conversation. That's
Well,
not even what he said. Like, I don't know how you twisted that to even say that.
are you kidding me? They've talked to
I
all of
think what
us.
he was saying. I think what he was saying is that like his perception of me is that I'm willing to I'm just saying that trying to steelman what he said, that I'm willing to look at all sides of things, get to the truth. Okay, it could be this, could be that, getting to it and actually trying to get to the validation point maybe versus rhetoric. Is that kind of a summation? Like versus some
Yes. Yes. Ow.
Okay, so
You
Gio, can I ask you
perfected.
why isn't
Like,
rhetoric
hang on,
just
hang on,
as
hang on,
strong?
hang on, hang on.
Okay,
Uh,
I'm back.
like the example is where I was saying how Jaron was saying, and this is perfect. So Jaron was saying if the 24-hour sun happens, if 24-hour daylight happens, can't happen on flat Earth, and you went, well, this is what I've been looking into. Your scope of evidence to how that could happen. That is what I that's not normal anymore. The reality of it is 90. I would say off number 90% of flat Earth are just globe deniers. Their only argument is how globe is
course.
wrong, not how their idea of what it is right. And so you
Yeah, I
understand,
think,
and so you can
Sean,
understand.
Most
And so
flat earthers are globe
hang
deniers.
on,
I want to
hang
say
on,
something.
hang on. And so you understand, Sin Cleanser. What I'm saying is that Geo has an idea of how something works, and he provides his evidence to show that, rather than just try to show how I'm wrong about my globe. Do you see the difference?
Okay, what I'm trying to figure out is why does a glober appreciate the weakest flat Earth arguments? Gio, don't you see him appealing to you and trying to finesse you into saying? He says your weakness is you could be a strength. Don't you see how you're getting finessed,
And
Gio?
that's crazy. That's
No, I
crazy
think you're
because I
doing the
started.
finessing and
Yeah,
you're just kind of distracting
because
from
Oh
the
my
conversation.
goodness.
I'm
Can
not
we
sure
hear
if you.
from New
Yeah,
Perspective was
sorry.
next? But go ahead, Sean.
All
I was just
right,
gonna say,
let me just
I
say a few
started off
things.
by saying he's wrong about everything that I think, right? Stop, said. Stop. Sorry, New. Go ahead.
All right, that's cool. Yeah, what you're saying, he's a dying breed because he's taking everything into consideration, whereas most flat earthers think that it's just not a globe.
Essentially, yes.
Because I mean, once it's not a globe, what is it, right?
No.
I mean,
Okay.
I don't necessarily agree. I think
Uh,
there's a lot of. I mean, we do this every day. We get deep into all kinds. So I wouldn't
huh?
say like you've said all this, and I'm just listening. But I'm not. I wouldn't necessarily agree that I'm like. I mean, first of all, I don't think I'm a dying breed at all. I think it's the opposite. I think it's a growing
Completely.
process that's all occurring, and I think there's a lot of others. I mean, in here we go in deep all the time. And yes, we talk about the globe,
Okay.
and the falsification of it, but we also talk about all kinds of components of how to decipher what is the truth and how can we get to it and what are the options and what are the possibilities. So I think a lot of people are doing it. I don't think it, but I hear what you're saying. I mean, if that's your perception, then
Yeah. No. It's
okay.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
Like I said,
Sean,
I'm not here 24/7, so I can't say it's guarantee how it is, but it is
I don't think
100% how I
anybody's
see
here
it.
24/7.
yeah, Sean. So just to let you know, there might be other rooms or platforms that might appear that way,
Hmm?
certainly. But for the vast majority of people, I don't think that this is just some negation of the globe, right? And solely just a let me tell you why yours is incorrect, but have no actual evidence or anything of value to add other than a no, it's not a globe, so therefore, yeah, you're wrong. I think
Okay. Can I ask you a
it's kind
question,
of a
Napalm?
broad statement.
But
yeah, I
Can I,
mean,
Napalm,
I mean, Napalm.
you do believe that though.
Well,
can
You
let
I,
me
do
just
believe
say,
can,
that.
real quick to tag on to that. I mean, just yesterday, Napalm, that was like hours. You guys went for like 3-4 hours, and Napalm was putting forth many things about hyperbolic geometry and how we see and the drop over distance claims and how that can be happening due to optical effects and not Earth curves. So I mean that shows right there. I mean that was hours and hours, and Napalm was
okay.
putting forth many points to. Now, granted, that conversation he said it was not about the shape of the Earth; it was about the visual space. But the point is, it was getting to the bottom of how does visual space work, directly, rather than just saying no, it's not a globe. I mean, so I'm
Can I
just
say
saying.
that?
Right. If I put forth the argumentation, and I even made the statement many times, like let's just set aside flat Earth globe Earth discussion and just have it solely about this topic, I think that would kind of go against what you're saying, Sean, where it's just
No.
like
Okay. Okay. I'm trying to. So in the same
go ahead.
conversation or the same topic, I guess. Show me how it's. No, see, because I don't know. I wasn't there for that.
We don't have to
Okay.
debate
No. No.
flat
Okay,
Earth
no. No.
necessarily here.
Sen, hang on, Sen. Hang on, Sen. Okay. An example would be like this, Napalm. Can you, if I, and Gio, I'm gonna ask him the same thing I asked you. just to see what happens because I don't know napalm enough really. And again, I'm not saying you're the only one. I do understand that there are a lot of flat earthers that do. It's just it's not like it was. Napalm.
Well, don't get too close to me, man. I'm sticky and
You
and
know
fire.
about the final experiment, right?
The final experiment.
Final experiment.
The
It's so
last
funny that people are
It's like
calling
Islam,
it
the last prophet here.
The
Okay,
final
so
that.
experiment.
Final
that is
experiment.
what-
It's. I
oh my
think
God.
the final experiment is
Really, guys, like
ridiculous. By the way.
Okay, can you tell me what that is?
So do I.
I'm just
Yeah, no,
listening.
Hold
What
on,
does
no,
that
guys.
sin
mean?
cleanser. I can't.
Finn,
No, I
chill
can't.
out.
Let's
Okay,
just
what
let
is
let's
the
let
name
Sean
of
go.
something.
Let's let Sean.
Hold on,
yeah,
Gio.
let-
I don't know what it is. What's the last experiment?
Oh, no one's going over it again.
I don't know
So,
what you're talking about.
I know.
What is
I
the
know.
last?
So just stop talking.
Okay.
So
all right.
new perspective. So in the final experiment, Jaren's been like, if there's a 24-hour sun or 24-hour daylight, that wouldn't be able to happen on a flat Earth. Now, if I ask you,
Is he saying that?
yes,
He's saying
If
it's a globe, it's the 24-hour sun or
No, he
daylight.
said-
Come out. We
actually
need to
happens.
kick Jaren out.
Hold on.
He's
Sin
only
cleanser,
saying
man.
it's not possible on a flat Earth. That's all he's saying. He's
Look,
not
dude,
saying it
it's
makes
either
it a globe.
flat or it's a ball. It's one or the other. That's why when you think that people negate the ball, they're flat earthers. Yeah, they're flat earthers because they realize the ball
Okay.
isn't a ball, dude.
Okay,
And then
hang
they're
on,
back to their base axioms.
Okay,
It's about
perfect.
the base
Now-
axioms. It's
okay,
not
hang
about
on.
declaring what the whole
Yeah.
thing is, in my
Okay,
opinion.
new perspective. Okay, if they see a 24-hour sun, what does that mean?
That means that means there has to be an explanation for it because the ball's been falsified still in many
Okay.
ways. We already
Now,
know it's not a
can
ball
you-
for other
now, can you
reasons,
give-
so it can't be a ball.
Okay,
so what if
now
I
give
use
me.
that
Hang on, no,
argument?
stop,
Already,
stop,
the
hang
ball's
on,
dead
stop.
already.
Hang on. Now, new perspective. Can you give me an explanation of how a 24-hour sun, if observed, happens on a flat Earth?
Well, yeah, there's lots of things we've discussed in here. There's
Look for an
the figure eight sun. There's the coffee cup caustic with reflection that actually happens off the firmament. There's all kinds of things, dude. It doesn't make it a ball at all.
I didn't say
I
it
agree
makes it
with
a
that new
ball. I'm just
perspective, the
asking.
wise
All I was
opinion.
asking for was just if you had to see if you had an explanation for why it could happen on a flat Earth. Again, news perspective. I consider you old school anyway, but those things aren't normal. There's a lot of people that don't have that. What they do is what you did in the beginning. I know you didn't do it on purpose, like it, but the first thing you did was say it's not a ball. That wasn't part of the questioning about it. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, see, that's the
Gio,
thing. Is
and-
I
and-
think
and
that's
I
the
u-
whole confusion that frustrates me from the very beginning of this whole discussion because the ball earthers always want to frame it as the flat earthers believe the whole thing's flat and they have this whole thing figured out on what all of this is and they believe these things. Flat earth isn't a belief. It's the loss of a belief, in my opinion. It's the loss of the ball belief because then you're back to your base axioms and there's no reason to believe it's flat because that's what it is.
Okay, can I
I
ask
mean,
you
that's
something?
what
then?
it is, apparently, in
it's
every
starting over
way, every
again,
single
yeah.
possible way.
Okay,
Yeah.
so is it you the belief in the globe, the evidence for a globe failed for you,
Yes.
made
But not
it
just for
flat
me. No,
Earth?
it's
for
failed
you.
completely.
No,
Objectively,
this is just
it's
for you.
objectively done,
This is
dude.
just for you. Yeah, but
I know you
this
don't
is
want
just-
to face that, but that's it. It's
Well,
over.
I'm talking to
Already
you,
been
so I'm
over.
asking for you. So that means when it became flat Earth, was that did it become flat Earth with zero evidence of flat Earth, and then it built up to all the evidence, or is it?
Well, see,
it's
that's
flat?
what I was gonna. That's what I was gonna say about the conversation earlier. You were never really a flat earther because you saw
Okay.
flat Earth as a belief, always, right?
Yeah,
and
you were
never
kind
gave
of
up
like
space.
always a fake.
Whatever,
Yeah,
Sinclair.
you
No,
can
you were
admit
just
it
seeing
now.
flat Earth as
You
a
can
belief
admit it
in
now
flat
you're a
Earth.
fake.
That's why you were
do
never
me
a
a
flat
favor.
earther. It's not
Hey,
about
Sin.
knowing it's flat.
Hey,
It's
Sin
about
Cleanser.
you never
I
you never
can't hear
falsified the globe,
perspective.
and you never gave up. You never gave up space. When you were talking
I
about
didn't.
flat Earth stuff, you were still talking about people in space.
Yeah, there are
So
people.
why were
I'm
you
telling you,
thinking you were
you
a flat
lost your
earther?
power, Sean.
So is every person that believes in space flat earthers that believe in space not flat earthers? There's a lot.
I don't know any flat earthers that think people go to space.
I didn't say that. I said space is real.
Israel.
Well,
Don't
that's
talk
what I'm
about-
saying.
no.
If you're saying people can go to space, then it kind of makes me think that you weren't really a
No.
flat earther.
I said space is real. That's it.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
I didn't
That's
say
suspicious.
I didn't say
Can't you see
anything
from the get-go
I
it's
didn't
suspicious?
send Cleaser. Can you
I
please
know,
stop when
wait,
you
hold
hear
on.
two
This
people
is another
talking?
misunderstanding. Flat
Yeah.
earthers
Yeah.
aren't saying space isn't there is no space. Like they're just negating that there's
Well,
something out there.
that the biggest issue
You
with
were
flat
talking
Earth
about
is that fact.
traveling and stuff they do with NASA. You were talking about
Was
things they
I?
do in space.
Like
Yeah.
what?
When you were still
At
flat Earth,
best,
you were talking about things they do in
at best,
space.
the ISS. Yeah, oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, because okay, that's like saying the ISS. So the ISS isn't there because I distinctly remember when I talked about the ISS, I always talked about it as an object there, not knowing if people were there.
But that's
Oh,
different
I'm
than
talking about that. I'm talking
Andromeda
about
and all this other stuff.
missions. You were talking about missions they would do and things they were going to do in space with spaceships
Yeah.
when you
Okay.
were flat Earth.
Okay.
Okay, Sean, can I say something
Well,
real
I don't
quick?
know. It doesn't makes me think
Yeah.
you think it's a ball still. If you're talking about things
Well,
they're
at the
doing in
time, I
space.
didn't.
Sean,
I
did
don't know. It
you?
was just a straight. You weren't like a flat earther in the sense that you just gave up all the belief in NASA and everything else they were doing.
No, wait. I'm confused by that. I don't know what that meant.
Sean, okay, so what we were talking about earlier is that you gave up all of your power to believe in the globe
Oh
again.
my God.
No, wait, hold on. No, wait. No, Sen Cleanser, if he's actually
He
being
gave.
honest about
He used
thinking
to
it's a
be like
ball,
us, New Perspective, and
I
gave it
think,
all
well,
up.
hold on, but you don't even think it's flat, and you're just pushing it for other reasons, which is
I'm
less
pushing it for
respectable than
rhetorical
someone being
reason,
honest.
yeah. But
Or see,
he lost a
that's less
lot when he
respectable than
did
someone
that.
being honest.
Okay,
Why are you
well,
not
he
being honest
honestly
about
doesn't
what you
believe
think? You're
you.
just pushing something.
Yeah.
You're pushing something you don't think, which is weird.
I'm pushing some. No, rhetorical means I think that we should push this regardless of whatever they say. Yeah.
That's
You've been
that's
in
less
flat Earth.
respectable than
New
someone being
Perspective. You've been in
honest.
flat
Come
Earth
on, bro.
long enough to know that we have to do these things regardless of what they say.
No, I think you should be honest no matter what, not just push something because you think it's good
No,
for whatever
flat.
reason.
Okay, so
Hey,
let me ask you this, New Perspective. If the Earth was a globe, would you still be a flat Earther? I
No,
say yeah. I would still be a flat Earther if the Earth was a globe.
that's what's less respectable.
Well,
yeah,
that's
in
the
my
difference.
yeah. I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure everyone would agree with this. At the point where I didn't think it was flat, you guys are right. Am I right? You guys are happy that I was honest and said I don't think it's flat rather than just
You should always
bullshit
be honest. That's what
lie.
this is
No,
all
you
about,
should have been a
right?
flat Earther.
No, I think that would have been a billion times worse and more pathetic.
No,
No,
because
he
we have
thinks
a
that he doesn't
reason. We
think
have a
it's flat. He
position for
shouldn't just
flat Earth.
push flat Earth. That's
We
less
need flat Earth
respectable.
regardless of the truth. You know why we need flat Earth? Because we need
Regardless of
somebody
the
to tell you
truth, what the
no.
fuck?
You need to be
Well, that's
told
different.
you're
Second
wrong.
cleanser, come on,
Yes.
man.
He
There's
said regardless
no.
of the
This is
truth.
Is that not
why
accepted
one
here?
thing
Is like
gets
you don't
weird.
see where I'm coming at?
Well, but
No.
see, Sin Cleanser, it makes me think that you think it's a ball still.
No, I'm saying I'm flat Earth regardless what they say. That's what I'm saying.
Right, but do you think it's a ball? If you had to put all your money one way or another, be completely
It
honest with
doesn't
us right
matter
now,
to
would you
me
say
whether
it's
it's a ball or it's flat. I'm flat Earth.
So if we shot you into space, hypothetically
Weird.
speaking, we shot you somewhere, or
Hey,
God
so
came
wait,
down and showed
wait.
you the Earth, and it was a ball. Hold on, I just want to ask him a question real quick. And God came down and showed you, like, here's saying, here's the Earth, and you saw that it was a ball, and then you came back to Earth. Would you lie to people and tell people that it was flat?
I would
Hell
say we
yeah.
have to talk about
Yeah, he
flat
would.
Earth.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Wait, Carl,
Hell
do you think
yeah.
because you imagine that
And,
happening, it makes
and,
it real?
and now this is
First
a
off,
clear.
that
No,
would
no,
never
no,
kind
no.
of
happen.
Now
defeats
I
the
wasn't
this.
point,
trying to
though.
say. I wasn't
And
trying to
that
say it was a
Kind of
globe. I
defeats
was
the
just trying
point
to
because
see.
there's so
Yeah,
many,
it never
but
happened.
there's so many,
you're
but
not a
there's so many
truther,
other
Sin.
things that we're trying to get to. Like, the thing is like when you're trying to get to the truth, you can't base it on a
Exactly.
lie, and you can't lie to yourself.
Well, New Perspective, you've been a flat earther for a long time. I've known you for a minute, bro.
I know, bro.
I've known you for a long time. And I know Sean for a long time. But the difference between you and Sean is that Sean went back to believing what he used to believe. And
No,
you've kept faith. You've held
no.
on to
Let's keep it.
you've held
But
on
I
to
don't
Very.
believe
consider
what
it
It's
you
very
fake, dude.
clear. It's
So
very
the
clear.
difference
The
I
difference
see
between
No,
Sean and
Sin.
me is I stopped believing in the ball completely, which brings me back to just the base axioms. But that doesn't have anything to
Yeah,
do
but
with
I know
like
you've
saying what
talked
the
to a
whole thing
lot of
is.
Globers that have talked you into a corner,
What are you talking
right?
about?
And
Never.
you've held on to flat earth
When?
still.
Talked me into a corner about
Yeah.
what? I've never had a globe
You
argument
name
that's
it, bro. I
ever
don't have to
appealed to
lie to
me.
you. You know that Globers talk you into corners. That's okay.
Talk me
But
into
you still are a
corners.
flat earther, is what I'm saying.
You mean talk me in circles? Talk me into corners? Okay, that makes me think you think it's a ball and there's some argument on their side
Yeah,
that actually has
actually, you win that time. Yeah.
merit.
Wait, Sin
Well,
Cleanser's a
do you know what I'm
contrarian? Is
saying
that what you're
though?
saying?
New
New
perspective. You know what I'm
perspective?
talking
They
about?
have
No,
none
say
of their
no.
arguments have any merit, bro.
Well, you
It's
know,
just not
they'll
a
Say no.
ball.
talk
You
you
Just
into
got
these
an
every
globe
reason.
arguments, but I don't think
optimistic
we should buy into them yet.
contrarian in the room. That's weird.
Go ahead,
Hey,
Nickel.
Sin Cleanser, is there truth? Is there a truth that can be garnered in this world? Is there a purely objective truth?
This world is a lie, and when Jesus Christ was asked what is truth, he didn't say anything.
Jeez, man.
I think that's important for flat earthers to realize that
How do you?
So
when it comes
Jesus
to
Christ
truth,
is truth
I
to
don't
you.
have anything to say
That-
about that.
Hang on.
But
But when it
Zoomer,
comes
how
to
do you
the
know the
lie,
truth?
I'll talk
How
to
do
you all
you how do
day.
you
Yeah.
how do you know the truth about Jesus Christ if it's all a lie?
Because
Wait,
Jesus Christ was asked what is truth, and he didn't say anything.
How do you know he was asked?
Yeah, but you
Well, the
believe that
story
story about
goes.
Jesus
I don't
Christ. You
really
think
care
that
if it's true or false. I don't. You don't know
hang on.
me.
so you're
It doesn't
saying
really
so you're
matter if
saying
it's
so
true
you're
or false.
backing it up by saying something that Jesus Christ said, which you also
Yeah.
don't believe.
Hey, hang on.
Well,
New perspective.
I'm using.
Hang on,
Okay,
Sen. Hang on,
so
Sen. Hang on,
new
Sen.
perspective.
Hang
You have
on.
a problem with me because I am a flat earther and I use the words of Jesus Christ. You have a problem
You're
with
not.
all that.
Wait,
I don't
hang
have a
on.
problem with you. I'm just
Hang on.
saying if you're saying that even the things you're trying to say are true, you don't think are true, then there's just no truth at all.
But I'm for that against them. Don't you see?
Well, dude, I don't want to. Okay, this is not meant as an insult at all because people use it as one. The word Poe. People use that as an insult. However, what you've described is essentially you are like admitting that you are a Poe. Like you don't really believe it. You're just saying you do. You're just pushing the ideas. You're just kind of trying to trigger people. I mean, you've basically claimed that
No,
you
I'm
are
not trying to
someone that
trigger
doesn't.
anybody.
You don't really think it. You're just using it. That's what a Poe is. Like it's someone who's kind of faking
Okay,
the
but
position.
But Gio, what I'm saying is I'm flat Earth regardless of what they try to talk us into. I'm flat
Yeah.
Earth regardless of
So,
what
yeah,
religious opinion
Yeah, but that
they
gives
have.
us a bad name when
So
people
like
know you're a Poe because it makes makes people think
because
other
there's
flat
weak
earthers are also
men like
Poes.
there's weak men like Sean G that will flip back and
Jesus
forth and they'll flip
Christ.
flop and they'll do all this other. I'm saying
Brainwashing.
stay flat Earth and hold
I'm on
on
your
to your
side.
power. Yeah, I know
So
everybody's talking
I'm
over me. I
I'm
said
weak.
that,
I
but
think
I'm
Sean-
weak
hold on to
flat
because
Earth.
that's crazy.
Sean's position is actually much stronger than yours because he actually like is saying what he thinks. You're just basically kind of making it up and playing games.
No.
That's
He
the
went
that's the
to
weakest thing you could do. That's
Yeah.
the weakest thing you could do in this truth discussions is just to
he
be
went to
playing
the
games and
globe
just
because
treat it
I
like
have
it's some
to-
kind of a like a pageantry just to toy with people. That's the
okay,
Yeah,
worst.
Sin- Sin-
I agree with
he
Leo.
went to the
Yeah,
globe because he got
you're
talked
fake.
into it.
Sin, you, Sin,
You have
That's
to
how all
understand
these
what a Poe
Globers
is.
get talked into it.
You should
Sin, you
understand
came
how
in
like Poes hurt our argument.
Sin, you came in here talking about how everything is fake, and you know what? You've
Yeah.
convinced me of at least one thing being fake since you've been in the room today.
Well, I'll tell you
and,
that.
and
Have
that
you
would
ever heard of
be
Jesus Christ?
you.
He'll tell you the world's fake
you,
too.
you, and the things that you say seem to be a facade.
Yeah, that is
Okay,
ironic.
well,
That's a good point,
okay.
Napalm.
So
You're
let's
the
pick
only
our
thing
teams.
being
Let's pick
fake
the
here,
teams.
bro.
Let's pick the teams.
And you're talking about
Napalm.
everything being fake,
I'm
and you're
on
the
the team
fakest thing
flat
here.
Earth, and I say flat Earth or nothing. And these guys say,
Yeah,
well, I could be a Glober
it's
again. And I
but
say,
you're saying that you don't believe in anything.
It's
It's like you're the fakest thing, and then you're saying everything's fake, but you're being fake more than anything else.
Yeah.
Hey, is it?
well. Then,
Ridiculous.
if you believe that, then
No, it's not about belief. You just
I
said
think
it
it's a
yourself.
flat Earth for me is a
You
core
just
belief,
told us you're
man.
fake.
Hold on. Let me
You
defend
admitted
myself.
it.
Flat Earth for me is a core belief. I will be a flat
Yeah.
earther regardless of what they tell me.
Well, you don't believe it
Yeah.
though.
No, I'm telling you, I'm more hardcore than you because I believe it regardless of what
You
they
could
say.
say that, but
And
it's
unless you
everything you
want
say
people
now
like
is fake
Sean G
because
who
you
just
didn't
get
say.
talked into
You
this
just
shit
said you
again.
don't think anything's real, and you
Come
don't
on,
think
brother.
flat Earth is
No,
real.
you know.
You don't
Yeah,
think
Jesus
anything's
Christ is
real.
such a
You
bad
just think
position.
you think Jesus Christ said something, but he's fake.
I'm
It's
telling
all
you,
fake.
I'm flat Earth
I agree.
regardless of
Technical
what they
French cat for
say,
one.
dude.
Yeah, but
it's
that gives us a
hardcore.
bad name, dude. That gives us a
Well,
bad name to be a Poe. Gives
new
us a bad
perspective.
name.
Are you gonna be a Glober tomorrow?
I mean,
Dude,
you're
it doesn't
Is somebody
matter
gonna
about
talk
what
you
I
into
am or
believing the
not.
globe
Why are you
tomorrow?
turning
New
it on me?
perspective. Let's
Why
be
are you
real.
just saying something rather than actually thinking
Are you
it
gonna
and
get
actually
talked into
figuring it
believing the
out?
globe again, brother?
What does that have to do with it, what I just said?
Because I'm saying I'm not that. I'm saying I'm flat Earth, bro. I'm saying flat
Yeah, but
Earth is
you're not
a
flat
lot
Earth
more
for the
than
right
what you think
reasons,
it
dude.
is. Yeah.
You're just
Sin,
I've
saying
you
been
it's
have to
around
fake
for a
because
realize.
long time, brother.
you just want to poke the bear rather than actually
Yeah,
deconstructing
dude.
the whole
I
lie.
believe in flat Earth regardless of whether it's true or
It's not
not.
about a belief, dude. That makes me
Maybe
cringe
you
more
should
than
have
when people
figured
say
that
believe
out.
in flat
Maybe.
Earth.
This is
It's not,
this is
flat Earth isn't a belief, dude. It's a loss of a belief.
this is no good here.
Yeah, should we kind of move along? This is getting pretty
Gee,
it's like somebody that's just playing a game and then we're trying to have a real convo. We've played the sin cleanser game for a minute. Can we move on back to something more intellectually
Please.
interesting?
it's almost like He got off a ban. That's weird that this gentleman just got off of a ban from somewhere. Huh. I couldn't see that ever happening.
No, he was timed out because he was in just rampaging earlier, so he was timed out earlier. That's what he's talking about, I think.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's confusing because actually I've heard Sen Cleanser debate for the flat Earth, and he's not unaware of the argument.
But he does it. It's not sincere though, Dave. Like if you're around this argument enough,
I know.
I could go
I know.
into
It's
I could
weird
go
though.
into Jim Pandas and I could go argue for the globe against some flat earther that just stumbled in there, and I could play
Sure.
a globe earther, and then I could play the contrarian globe earther and have all the globe earthers pissed off at me, even though I'm actually putting forth their globe earth arguments.
But see, but I guess the reason I think it's weird is because I think that once you understand both sides of the argument, it's obvious that it's not a ball.
Yeah, but if
And
you're a moral, if you're stuck in this relativistic mindset of like moral relativism, solipsism, whatever, you don't care. You don't care for the truth. You don't care for any of that, even if you understand it. You get into there is no truth. So why speak
yeah,
it,
yeah.
right? So, anyways, Sean, going back to the
No, no,
final
fuck that.
experiment.
No, hey, no, fuck that, man. I'm leaving. I'm gonna leave on a good note. I had a bunch of flat earthers defending me. I'm done. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You were never a flat earther, by the way. I'm not going to defend you. You were never really a flat earther because it's a realization, not a belief.
I don't know if
Those,
anybody was
I agree.
defending you more
I
so
did
than
believe.
like
New
not
new
agreeing with
perspective. I
things.
did. It was a belief for me, 100%.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Okay. That's
Yo,
different.
Sean, you're a weak man, but a good guy, all right?
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, buddy.
I said that.
So you went from the globe belief to quote unquote flat Earth belief, meaning you kind of more just believe the flat Earth instead of sort of integrating it or having it as
Yes.
some kind of a core truth, and then kind of back to the globe belief, basically.
Yeah, because the realization of it is when I came into flat Earth, I had zero fucking clue about the globe, but I thought I did,
Wait.
and I went for the races with it, and then
So you-
when I didn't, when I realized I actually had no arguments or understanding of it, then the belief of it was gone, and then I believed it was flat, and then I went through my journey, my personal journey, to build evidence upon that, and I couldn't.
So you were tricked that it's a globe twice.
Whatever you think.
Well, never mind. If you're going to go, you're going to go.
I'm not
Planes
going there.
can't land,
I was
bro.
fucking
They
around.
can't
I was just
land.
fucking
I'm
around.
sorry.
I was
Planes
fucking around.
can't
I'm
treat
not
the
going
Earth as stationary if it's actually a spinning ball, so it just ends it. So
Well, all right. Well, I mean, I know that's
not just an argument.
that's kind of your throwing the fishing
I've
line
been
in the
through it with
water,
Sean
seeing if
many
you get a
times.
bite. You're looking for a bite. If we want to, I mean, if you
No,
really want
I'm
to shift into
just
that.
reminding Sean of many conversations I've had with him before.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I think Napalm was asking about the Antarctica thing. Was that something, Napalm, you were going to ask Sean about because he brought it up earlier?
What's up, Bob? I'm sorry.
Oh no, you were gonna ask me that question, and then it got diverted. I think you started to like change to asking new perspective the question, but
What was it? You were going to say, Napalm?
you were gonna do like a test, right, Sean? You were like, oh well, let me ask you, Napalm,
I
about
was
the
just gonna.
final experiment, and then it blew up. And after you said final experiment,
Yeah, I was
I
just
didn't
gonna
talk.
ask. I was gonna ask you
Yeah,
what your
I think
idea
it's
of what
it's a
happened. What
psyop
would be
within
if?
the globe psyop. They're trying to call it a final experiment as if people actually think it means one way or another. It's got to be a ball. I can't believe Jaren's actually saying that.
Yeah,
I think
Hey,
you might be
just for hang on,
praising. I think you
just
might
for
be
the
taking
hang
them
on,
out of
new
a
perspective. Just for the record, I would say the majority of Globers now look at the final experiment as clickbait. If you don't believe me, me and Fight the Flat Earth were in a huge argument over this because I called him out on it. I've been talking about it. It's not the final experiment. It's nowhere near a final experiment. It's fucking clickbait that Globers are using. I, I
Yeah,
I don't think
absolutely. And they're trying to make it out because they've lost so many times that now they have to say, oh, well, if we can fake this 24-hour sun or
I
get
don't think that's
convince
the
people to
case.
say it's a 24-hour sun
But
and then You know, because there were. I mean, wouldn't you think, Sean, there'd be tons of evidence
Okay,
for it by now
let me ask you. Okay, let
if
me
it
ask you
actually
this.
existed?
Let me ask you this. Gonna do this. You don't. I'm not holding you to this, and it doesn't mean shit because I don't look at it the final experiment like the asshole Globers do. What would be a flat earther that if they went, you would 100% be on board with what they say they saw?
That's the problem. Because flat Earth isn't about belief. It's not about convincing someone.
Okay.
It's not about believing
Oh,
somebody.
okay.
The globe's
Okay.
already been falsified, so it's not like
So,
we're going to believe anybody
okay.
about
Well, okay.
anything. It's
Okay.
all.
Well,
I mean,
okay.
I went
It'd be
back
like
to
me
this
asking
so
this.
that we
Fine.
could have this
It'd be like me
conversation.
asking this. If it was 24 hours, and this is the question right here, Napalm. If there was a 24-hour sun in Antarctica, what would that mean to flat Earth?
that's the thing is that it's there's if there actually was for whatever reason, there would have to be an explanation that doesn't include a spinning ball, which has already been falsified.
Isn't that you doing science in
Yeah,
reverse?
that would.
Well,
No,
Sean, you could
that's
answer the question this way. Let's say that you have, you know, tangible, you can put your hands on it, measurements of planicity, planarity, meaning no curvature,
non-curvature.
water, the earth, all, let's say you have multiple all over the world, tangible, meaning for 100% the earth isn't curving. And then you go to Antarctica and you see the sun in the sky for 24 hours. What would you do in that position? It's like, okay, well, it isn't a globe. So even though that does fit the globe explanation, I'm saying from this example, the idea that you have tangible, physical, absolutely, it's not curving, in that sense. So what position would you be in that case? It's like, okay, it's definitely not a globe, even though that fits the globe thing, but we know it's not the globe. Therefore, and then you perhaps would start to inquire what could, what could be happening, right?
Well, I think we both have to be honest and say that's just a subjective truth. But I see what you're saying. If
No, but he's
you,
saying
no, no,
hypothetically, you already know there's no curvature.
oh yeah,
Not
okay,
Yeah,
not
that's what I'm
then yeah,
saying, because
yeah,
for a lot
then
of a
it'd
lot of
be
folks
another
may
explanation.
yeah, because a lot of folks right now, like, I'm not speaking for anyone, but they may say that they're 100% sure it's not a globe for this reason, that reason, and that. Now maybe that's not from the same tangible putting your hands on. Maybe it is. I mean, it depends on who they are, what they've done, but I'm just saying, like, just putting yourself in the shoes of that position. Like, okay, it's not a globe, and so then what do you do? It's like that 24-hour sun wouldn't make it a globe. You know what I'm
No, no,
saying?
oh, no,
For
oh,
them.
yeah, no. That's I see exactly what you're saying. That's why earlier when I asked you, Gio, and you gave me a reason, I didn't have the again I don't have the understanding enough to give you 100% pushback, even though I don't agree with you. I don't think what you said was correct, but at the same time, you had an idea of what you believed, and I'm sorry, it's belief because I don't find it to be truth. That's the only reason I say that. But you had a explanation behind it. If I knew it was flat and I saw a 24-hour, I would have to go down. I would have to go back to the drawing board to figure out how this happens on our flat Earth. I see
all
what
right.
you're
So then
saying.
what?
I see
What
what you're saying
about is
because
your
the
position right
same
now?
hang
What
on
about
in
how
in the
would you
same
feel if you
position.
found out there was no 24-hour sun? Like
Oh,
in
there'd
your
be a big
position
issue.
now,
Oh,
you'd find
fuck
out
yeah.
the opposite. What would you
Oh,
think?
big problem. A big problem.
Big
And when we're
problem, or would you
talking
say,
about,
oh, that
Okay,
can't be a globe?
I'd say
Like
and
for
when
sure, there's no
Oh,
24-hour sun. Like
I
say you
would
found
say
that
that
out, then what?
the globe model is fucking full of shit. Something's wrong. Something big time, big time. That for put it
Something's
this way,
wrong, but it's still a
put it
ball.
this way. For flat Earth, a 24-hour sun means go back to the drawing board because as of current, hang on, here, don't jump at
But
me
we
when I
don't
say
even have a
this.
model. We don't
I
even
know
have a
exactly.
model
Hang on,
that
I
says it
know
can't be that way.
exactly. So don't
You
jump at me
do.
when I say this. Don't exactly. Don't jump at me when I say this. But when flat Earth, if in most flat Earth idea models, there can't be a 24-hour sun. If there is, it becomes we have to revive what we think is happening. For a globe, if there's no
Okay,
24-hour
that's right.
sun, it crushes it. It destroys the whole fucking model. The implications are completely different.
Okay, well, let me
You know
jump
what?
in. Well, there's a lot of streams to where this could go. Let me just ask this real quick. Well, I know new perspective. You may want to respond to because you were in something with
Well,
it.
no,
But let me
just
just.
the only comment I was going to add in was that if that's a back to the drawing board, that's fine. But as far as I lost it. Now go ahead, Gio. Go ahead.
Well, it
Forgot what I was
doesn't
going to
make.
say
You're
there.
saying it doesn't make it a globe. or whatever.
Well, no, it's just that yeah, the model versus model or whatever. I was gonna ask, oh, as far as like, do you think any ball earthers are really treating it as if like, oh, if there's no 24-hour sun, then we've got big
No,
problems because
no.
they'll just come up with an excuse like, oh, it was behind the clouds, we couldn't really see it that day. I mean, it's totally
Oh no, no.
rigged
Oh no, no.
in that direction
No,
automatically.
I've heard several. Well, let me say my point. I've heard several globe earthers say that yeah, it would be a huge problem, and whether
It
they
would
say they would
destroy.
give up whether they would give the globe up entirely, or whether it would be a huge issue, and
No,
wherever that would lead. But
Geo.
Sean, let me ask you this: like you were asking before,
Hang on, Geo, hang on. If no 24-hour sun when they go, because that's when the 24-hour sun's supposed to be there, I'd leave the globe. That's
I would too.
a very predominant fucking aspect of our model.
I would
Okay,
too.
well
I
then
think
this leads into
every
exactly what I was going to ask you, which is that that's good. It leads right into that. Okay, so let me, because you asked before, like, if they went, would it change your viewpoint? If, for example, if Witsit, Jaron, whoever, if whoever ends up going, if they go and they, let's say they get tons of footage, they have all kinds of equipment that they were able to take. They both come back. Jaron's like, "Yep, guys, 24-hour sun. I saw it with myself. Here's the footage. Here's me smiling in front of the camera with the sun, moving, et cetera, et cetera." Okay. Now, from that perspective, you were asking like, or you could say the other way: if they found no 24-hour sun, would the rest of the community believe them or not? But I guess here's the question to you: if those guys went, and I know there's the globe earther going to, or whatever ends up going, but if they went and they came back with all the footage and they said, let's say there's no 24-hour sun or whatever, would you change your whole worldview based on three men going there and claiming that, you know what I mean? Would you change your whole worldview based on those three men claiming whatever they claim and having whatever footage? That's my question.
No, 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 no. No,
Would that
I
be enough? Like,
no,
or
no.
would you just kind of more be like, okay, well, we need to maybe get more validation, but it could be the case or whatever. I'm just wondering, like, would you, because you were asking before, like, if they do see the 24-hour sun, would other people just believe them and say, oh my gosh, there's a problem with whatever? And I was just trying to flip it and say, if they don't find it, would you just accept that as, fact, or would it change your worldview? Or would you still kind of be like, okay, we need more data?
It would change my worldview. I would have to look into it more before I just believe those three guys.
But you would believe them enough to change your worldview, you're saying?
Yes, things would be like, what the fuck? Absolutely,
Isn't
my model would be dissolving in front of me.
but anyone that believes in the globe, like you have to, it has to be belief because the ways
No,
that they claim to prove the globe are all based on things you can't
that's not
actually do
true.
yourself.
No,
It
that's not
is.
true at all.
yeah, that's the farthest from the truth. And I'm with Sean on this. If they went down there and they didn't see a 24-hour sun, I think every Glober in the room right now, Left Lane, Daryl, Armander, I think all of us would have a huge, massive problem with that.
So
Huge
can
massive
we
problem.
clarify?
Yeah, huge massive problem. But
Oh,
here's the thing though. Now that I thought about it, right? Because originally I was gonna say, yeah, it's flat Earth. I think if it was no 24-hour sun, I would say flat Earth is a huge possibility now. But I wouldn't say it's 100% a flat Earth because now, all right, now I know that a lot of stuff in the sky is just doing whatever. But that stuff that's happening in the sky could also still happen on a globe model, just just not the one that they're telling us. It'll be a different globe model
See,
where
yeah,
the
it's the
sky is
same
doing whatever.
exact thing. See, it's the same exact thing. That's why calling it final test doesn't matter because we have
At
the
all.
same
No,
opinion on both sides. We both are
but
At
sticking
all.
to the
Yeah.
ball or flat, and we just have to figure out another explanation. It's not going to
But
change
okay, hang on.
anything.
But to
And it's
answer,
going to
hang
be
on.
about believing people. And not only
Yeah.
that, it's a lot more believable that they would come to like somebody that's like in a position like Jaron or something and be like, look, this flat Earth thing's gone way too far. We're going to
But
pay you
see,
$1 million to say that it's a 24-hour sun down there, and you're going to be done with this, and you're going to have your life in your hands, and that's about it. That's your choice. And we're the government. We have millions of dollars to pay you. And that would be the possibility, that a lot of flat earthers might think because, this has gone too far. This is going to tip a lot of apple carts over. And yeah, they might shill out some money to fake a 24-hour sun or pay
okay,
some flat earther off to
but here's the
say
thing.
it's a 24-hour sun. So
But here's the thing.
there's no convincing anybody unless they've actually seen it themselves when you
But
have
I
this
think
highest
it's
stakes on them.
now to answer Gio's question about this whole thing. Um, I think that I mean I've said the whole time this does not end flat Earth. It does not mean anything like that. I think at best, I mean at literal best, one, it would bring light to whether or not there's a 24-hour sun, right? I don't think that if Jaron and Witsit hypothetically came back with good footage, right? Footage that Geo looked at and went, fuck, that's not fake. Doesn't mean it's not flat. It doesn't mean the flat Earth is dead. It's going to be exactly what you said, Zio, where you're going to go, I think it may be this. I've looked into it. I think it's this, et cetera, et cetera. I think that's at best what this thing will be, at the very best. At the very worst, like you guys were saying, there is no 24-hour sun. The globe model starts dissolving in front of us.
No, it dissolves. I don't agree, Armander. It dissolves. If they
Oh,
go
yeah.
out there and it's supposed to be a 24-hour sun and we get nighttime, barring a fucking eclipse, bro, it
Done.
throws off the whole thing.
But
Because
Carl,
now
Well, this
the
is
whole
why we
solar system goes out of whack, bro.
right.
Like,
But hold
This
on.
is why we need to
I'm saying
clarify what we mean by like the sun being in Antarctica. So, Carl, are you saying that if there's still sunlight, then it works with your model, even though the sun doesn't stay above the horizon?
It doesn't. No, when they're
wait, you
going.
talking about the
No, hang on.
sunset and it's
Hang
still
on. For the record, when they're going, there is no sunset. That is what is in contention with this whole process. That there is going
Right.
to be no sunset.
Correct.
right,
So
exactly.
if there is if the sun does not remain above the horizon, but you still have sunlight, does that destroy your model?
Yes.
Okay.
If
Like
it
you'd have to
sets,
rethink things.
yeah, it's
And
done.
I'm kind of in the same sentiment as most people in this case, which is either way you slice it, one group that goes down there is going to have to come back and they're just going to reassess a way to fit in the observation with their model. Whether that be the sun does set, there still happens to maybe be daylight, but you don't have the sun above the horizon and it technically should be at that latitude. Then the Globers would come back and be like, all right, let's work on how we can explain this within our model. And I think the flat earthers would do the same should the sun remain above the horizon. Like I have ideas and conceptions that I had well before this final experiment thing even came up as to an explanation as to the southern star rotations and why the sun would appear to remain above the horizon from those locations as though it was circling around you. But yeah, I don't know if the
Yeah,
globe
then
would
you get into
actually.
the whole thing of whether the sun's actually just a projection or if it's it's only an apparent sun anyway. So there's
Yeah,
all kinds of
because
things that could be going on there, right?
I have a feeling that it could be a projection into if you think of this reality that we reside on as not like we're contained within one specific circle where our sun that is projected into this reality is for lack of a better term melting out this circle in which we reside. I think the source of that projection also is getting projected into many other realities that are congruent with ours that are right along on the same plane that's doing the same thing in other locations. And if you get down into those southern locations, if you want to call it the four corners, if you get into those four corners locations, I think that single source that is projected into these other locations appears as though it meets with our sun from those locations, if that makes sense.
I just
Yeah,
want to say real
anyone
quick.
claiming to be a glober and saying that they'll still be a glober if they went to South Antarctica and they saw not a windy day, not a cloudy day, they saw the sun set when it shouldn't have. That person's a clown. There's no point in even debating them. If that was ever the case, if someone was still a glober after that.
I can make the same argument though for the reverse too. Flat Earth, they're going to the south and claiming it's still flat.
You guys,
I got a Pac-Man map locked and loaded. Carl almost gave Armbar a seizure a minute ago. You heard him?
Well, yeah, no, because I wasn't saying that it would still be a globe. I'm just saying logically speaking, right? If the sky is just, this crazy thing that does whatever the hell it wants, then I couldn't technically conclude that, suddenly, the surface is suddenly, like flat. Like I would definitely
You would
turn
have
towards
no
flat
reason
Earth.
to conclude it's round.
Well,
There would be
yeah,
no reason. There'd be no
but
reason to think it's a globe after
let me
that.
finish, though. Let me finish, right?
If it disagrees with experiment, it's wrong. And that simple statement is the key to science. It doesn't make a difference how beautiful your guess is. It doesn't make a difference how smart you are who made the guess or what his name is. If it disagrees with experiment, it's wrong.
Yeah, look, they said that I couldn't do it, so I went and did it. W's only, you know I've been winning. Top of the world, the globe is spinning. If you know, I've been on a mission. Go. Okay, let's get it. Got a little time on my hands like a wristwatch. I don't got time for the brakes and the pit stop. Race through the gridlock, take it like Chris Rock. Right to the chin, still win. Heavy metals like Slipknot. Got the driving, I got tunnel vision. I just hit my stride the way I run the business. I've been making paper like I'm Dunder Mifflin. See the end game, I got one division. Look, I don't ever bother with a critic. Hit him with a chronicle of Riddick. Boom, bottle full of Ritalin. I hit him with a little bit of riddle me this, riddle me that. My bad, fell asleep at the gas. No time to wait though. Elon Musk, I'm trying to bankroll. New Tesla just cause I say so. Electric whip like Ivan Vanko. I just did it. W's only, you know I've been winning. Top of the world, the globe is spinning. If you know, I've been on a mission. Okay, let's get it.
I've been on a mission like totally spice. I'm bad she bad, but she totally nice. Nails are blue and her toes feel like white. They complete me, met jou dat is zo voor mijn lijk. He knew it for sure, but he left with a why.